From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fairbanks Evening News.
Good evening, Fairbanks, and thank you for joining us. Our top story this evening: after 3 days of trial proceedings in Delta Junction, jurors late Wednesday convicted a 52-year-old accused sex offender for abusing a 16-year-old girl in 2012.
Back in mid-March, Victor Malik was given the opportunity to strike a plea deal with prosecutors on a reduced sentence, but against the wishes of his public defender, asked to be tried by a jury of his peers instead. Malik had been charged with 2 counts of sexual assault as well as sexual abuse of a minor in the 2nd and 4th degree. Jurors returned guilty verdicts Wednesday on 1 sex assault and the 4th degree abuse charge, and finding him not guilty on the 2 other charges, including the more serious 1st degree sexual assault charge. Malik will be sentenced on December 10th. Now, as mentioned back in March, Malik initially stated he would plead guilty to a single count of 2nd-degree sexual assault in exchange for having a host of more serious alleged crimes against him dismissed. As part of that agreement, Malik would have served 9 years in jail and had to register as a sex offender for 15 years. He now could receive a harsher sentence in light of Wednesday's jury verdict.
A 49-year-old man from the Alaska Highway village of Tetlin is in jail, accused of sexually assaulting a family member early Sunday morning. Leonard Mark is charged with 1st-degree sexual assault and incest. Mark was arraigned Tuesday and is being held without bail at the Fairbanks Correctional Center. The woman, identified in records as DS, told Alaska State Troopers that Leonard regularly assaulted her in a sexual manner between 2007 and 2010. She says she alerted her grandparents, but police involvement was never pursued. Questioned by troopers, Mark said he went to the victim's house early Sunday morning to look for food. He said he saw the victim lying in bed, but did not touch her.
As we reported yesterday, the Gulkana Weather Observation Station was suddenly closed by the FAA. Now, according to documents obtained by the news center, the closure was due to, quote, numerous OSHA violations, end quote. Employees of the station were given 1 hour to vacate the premises as well as their positions. When reached for comment, the FAA stated, quote, the FAA suspended operations at the Gulkana Contract Weather Observer Facility on August 2nd due to building safety issues. We are evaluating the situation to determine our next steps. An automated surface observing system will continue to provide weather observations for the airport. The news center also reached out to OSHA, who stated they had no record of an inspection of the facility at this time.
The Aviation Task Force at Fort Wainwright has begun to conduct night flying missions. August 6th was the beginning of the missions, and they are scheduled to last for nearly 2 weeks. The purpose of the missions is for the Aviation Task Force to stay up to date with their readiness and training requirements. The hours of these missions begin at 10 p.m. and will go until 3 o'clock a.m. Residents can expect increasing noise during these hours around the Yukon and Donnelly training areas.
Well, this night or goggles flying is important. One, is part of our criteria requirement for all of our pilots to be able to fly at night with goggles. 2, crew chiefs, all the supporting elements have to get used to supporting that mission in a nighttime environment as well. You just don't want to show up and go right into a night mission without the pilots being properly trained or having experience.
Wow, another gorgeous day out there.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it hit 80 or not, but who cares when it's this nice?
It's just been so nice. It has made up for that long spring.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So let's go turn our attention to the Tanana Valley State Fair, where Mike Schultz joins us live. Mike.
Hey guys, it's another incredible night here at the fair. Lots of sunshine and lots of things going on because it is Buddy Day, Sourdough Fuel Buddy Day, and also Alyeska Canned Food Day. 4 cans plus $3 for adults, 4 cans plus $2 for kids. Of course, it all goes to the Community Food Bank, a great charity by all means. And a lot of things happening tonight. We're going to tell you about what's going on tonight, tomorrow, and this weekend when we come back later on. And of course, we'll talk about this great weather, all that coming up later on. Back to you guys.
So I think you should try some of the rides for a Buddy Day.
Yeah, that would be great.
Have you hit up the slingshot this year yet?
No, not this year, no.
Last year was pretty rough, huh?
Yeah, that was enough for 2 years.
All right, well, when we come back, some scientists look at rainbows.
Also, it's time for our weekly barbecue report. Stay with us. And welcome back to the Fairbanks Evening News. Tomorrow night, FairbanksAlaska.com will be hosting an event to benefit a special organization to the interior. The second trivia night will be held Friday evening at 6:30 p.m. at the Elks Lodge in Fairbanks. Now, all proceeds made from the event will go to the Fairbanks Children's Museum, who is teaming with the University of Alaska Fairbanks Museum of the North to create a new permanent place for the museum to stay. FairbanksAlaska.com hosts the event in order to help nonprofit organizations get the funding they need.
It's an amazing program, and they've done so much with the Museum Without Walls even so far, and now it's really exciting that they're getting to partner with the Museum of the North so they can finally have, I think it's 8 months I think it's going to run, so they can finally have 8 months of these amazing exhibits, and they've got some really cool stuff planned. I've seen some of the plans, and it's going to be really neat. So to me, it's awesome to be able to support them and have this fun activity that with it we can bring the community together for, and so everyone can get a little support in for them.
To most people, a rainbow is a beautiful sight, but it makes some men and women absolutely giddy. We're talking about a group of scientists who study the effects of light in nature. This week, some of them are meeting at UAF. News Center 11's Tyson Paris-Hansen went to their public demonstration on Monday.
It's just a piece of plastic on a drill, but it's one way scientists can investigate the behavior of light.
This is a strange group of scientists who are very curious about even little things. If there's one picture of a halo that we can't explain, it really bothers us. So we're going to try to come up with an explanation.
They've built some creative machines to find explanations. These can be complex depending on the lighting effect you want to create, but they all need a strong light source to represent the sun and something to bounce that light. In this case, a stream of water reflects and refracts to create rainbows on the wall. This piece of plastic mimics the shape of an ice crystal in the atmosphere.
So by studying using big models, we can change the shape a little bit and see how that affects the kind of halo you get.
About 45 scientists from around the world are participating in this week's Light and Color meeting. They have these meetings every 3 or 4 years to collaborate and share ideas. And this time, a lot of scientists wanted to see Alaska. So I had to ask, what makes those beams of light when it's -40?
Those are simply from little flat plate crystals, and they'll fall just straight down, and sunlight will bounce off the bottom of it, and you get a light pillar.
Tyson Paris-Hansen, News Center 11.
Of course, summertime is a great time to get out the barbecue, and tonight we are showing you something different to prepare on the grill: fruits.
Good afternoon. I'm Dan Gilson, the pitmaster of the 3 Dogs Barbecue Competition Barbecue Cooking Team and the owner of the Charcoal Supply Company. We've talked about fish, we've talked about meat, we've talked about pies and quiche. Today we're going to do some fruits. Something a little bit different, but it's always something good to do on the grill. What I've got here today are several different varieties of plums. I have some that are already cut in half, and all I did really was cut them in half and pull the stones out of them. Many kind of stone fruits will work for this. All you have to do is take them, get your grill hot, and we're doing a direct type grilling today, where we put the fruit directly over the heat. We have also our safe zone, so that if we get too hot, we can move it away a little bit. And really all we're doing here is we're looking for a little bit of color. I've got some that were already on the grill, and we're gonna go ahead and pull those off. Look at those really nice grill marks on there. And I also have a simple syrup that has cinnamon in it, and we use that just as a little bit of a garnish and a little flavor enhancer. And there you have it, grilled fruit. I'm Dan, this has been the Backyard Barbecue Series, and you can use any kind of fruit for this that's hard, such as a stone fruit, or as pineapple, anything like that.
Brought to you by the Charcoal Supply Company.
You know, he really can make anything on the grill.
I don't think we're ever going to have a meat entree featured this summer on there. Yeah.
He just does some great stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of great stuff,
yes,
Mike Schultz is live again at the Tanana Valley State Fair, and he's got a guest. Mike.
Well, that barbecue looked good, didn't it?
Oh man, I love barbecued peaches.
I'm here with Kate Parks, and your title again is?
I'm the Special Events Manager here at Tanana Valley State Fair.
And in addition to all the things we got going tonight, of course, Alyeska Canned Food Day and Buddy Day.
At the same day.
Yeah.
It's crowded out here.
What else do you have
great.
special lined up for us for tomorrow?
Well, first of all, tonight we got the pie eating contest, which is going to be pretty amazing. Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's happening at 8 o'clock over at Usabelli. Tomorrow we got Fairbanks, Dancing with the Fairbanks Stars, and that's 3 and 7:30. It's going to be at the Big Top. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, our own Joe Cook is involved in that.
Yeah, he is. It'll be a lot of fun. I plan on spending some time in the Big Top checking out the dancing. That'll be great.
And this weekend, a lot of things happening too.
And this weekend is a full lineup this weekend. We got the pet show, and the Interior Freight Dog Association is doing the freight dog pull out in Ag Museum. We've got the mud drags happening on Sunday. And we got also CrossFit in Fairbanks, CrossFit Fit Us in Fairbanks. Are you fit enough?
And no, I don't fall into that category, believe me. But once again, a reminder that Sunday night, 11 o'clock this year, the fireworks.
11 o'clock for fireworks, and we got the greatest guitar riff competition happening right before that. And Noki Edwards will be judging and performing. Now, he's in the Hall of Fame.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are doing a great job this year, and by all means, make it on your calendar, put it on your calendar, and come out and enjoy the fair. We'll be back with Joe Cook and Sports after these words.
Hello, Interior Alaska. Joe Cook here in the sports seat for you, and let's get to your Thursday sports. Today was the first day of the Alaska State Amateur Golf Tournament. It's the first time the Interior is hosting the State Amateur. 98 golfers will be teeing off all 4 rounds at the Chena Bend Golf Course on Fort Wainwright. At day's end, Adam Baxter, coming off his 5th FGA Amateur Championship, went 4 over today for a 76. In the men's championship flight, Baxter is tied with 4 others in 4th. David Hamilton and Scott Woodland are tied at 1st over the championship flight lead. It's close in men's first flight, with Mike Sullivan holding a 1-stroke lead over Tom Lawson. In women's championship flight, Terry McAngus shot a 76 today and is up 8 strokes on Teresa Fisher. The amateur continues through Sunday. The NFL had its first preseason game, the Hall of Fame game between the Miami Dolphins and the Dallas Cowboys, this past Sunday. Over 10 million people tuned in. There aren't that many people here in the Interior, of course, but football preseason action starts this Saturday. Lathrop High School is the location for the Interior Football Jamboree. All Interior teams will be scrimmaging against each other in 30-minute intervals as teams get their first taste of game action against local teams. Teams are continuing their 2-a-day practices in this unusually warm August. Reminds me of my high school days in Virginia. Today, Allison and North Pole were practicing together, and some of the players said practicing with one another helps towards the bigger picture.
It's been going pretty well. We've been out here every day, Monday through Friday, practicing, doing skill work, getting some reps in. Our receivers looking good. Our quarterback's looking really good. We just 100% for our throws. Everything's looking really good this year.
It's been really fun out here practicing with North Pole. You know, they give us a nice look. We give them a good look, and you know, we're both out here getting better every day, working hard.
Now, here is the schedule for the Interior Football Jamboree this Saturday morning at Lathrop High School. There will be 30-minute scrimmages. The first scrimmage is at 9 a.m. between Lathrop and Allison. From 9:30 to 10 will be West Valley and North Pole. The Patriots will stay on to take on the Malamutes. Allison and West Valley will take the field after them. The Wolfpack will have back-to-back scrimmages taking on Lathrop after Allison, and the Ravens and Patriots will be the last scrimmage of the morning at 11:30. Football isn't the only season that's about to start up. High school tennis is not too far away for the Interior. The season is 12 days from now for the local tennis teams. It could be about West Valley again. Last season, the Wolfpack finished 5th in the state, but Jared Lees and Dana Rogas were top 4 in the boys and girls singles divisions. They've been the best team to represent the Interior since a tennis state title was awarded in 2007. They were runner-up that year and have finished 5th since then. The LeMays, Dana, and Terrell were all MAC picks for North Pole last year, as was Alex Jordan and James Kardash for the Lathrop Malamutes. The Wolfpack had 7 all-MAC selections last year. Now here's a look at the upcoming season for high school tennis. After the scrimmages on the 16th, the first matches will be on Tuesday, August 20th. Lathrop will play Monroe. Allison and Hutch will face off at the Don Ramos tennis courts across from Lathrop, while West Valley North Pole will take the court at North Pole. Interior teams will travel to Anchorage for the Anchorage Invitational on the 23rd. The first varsity match play is scheduled for September 7th. A couple of local softball players won a tournament featuring 14 teams from Oregon, California, and Wyoming. Lathrop's Casey Duffield and Paige Scallon Boswood were part of the 907 Elite team that went a perfect 7-0 in the Amateur Softball Association Western National 18UB Tournament in Salem, Oregon over this past weekend. Bill Duffield was Lathrop's head coach. He was also an assistant coach for the 907 elite team that beat Oregon Chaos in the title game 12-3. 907 scored at least 8 runs in all of their victories. The 907 also had players from West Anchorage, Juneau Douglas, Bartlett, and the state champion East Anchorage High School. Casey Duffield generated 14 strikeouts and had a .61 ERA in 23 innings over 6 games. Lastly, the Alaska International Senior Games kicks off tomorrow with opening ceremonies and gala games tomorrow at 6 at Pioneer Park. The AISG will have at least 2 competitions on each day of its 9 days of events. On Saturday, opening day, there will be racquetball at the Alaska Club and horseshoes at Terry Miller Park in North Pole. There will be 20 sports this year, including javelin during the track and field events. About 320 people, at least 50 years old, have registered for this year's games. Pickleball is popular this year. Almost 50 have signed up for that, including some from Arizona and Nevada. Pickleball is a mixture of badminton, tennis, and table tennis. And here's a brief look at the schedule for the upcoming games. This Sunday will be 3-on-3 basketball at the Patty Center. Next week, there will be 3 days of golf at the interior golf courses, even mini golf at Pioneer Park, 3 days of bowling as well, a day for singles, doubles, and mix. Also 3 days of action in co-ed ice hockey at the Big Dipper Ice Arena starting on August 16th. For the full schedule of events, just visit the sports page on Webster11.com. And that's all I got for sports. Weather's coming up next, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. Mike Schultz with you once again, live broadcasting from the Tanana Valley Fairgrounds. I have one question to ask you. Why aren't you here now? It only takes 4 cans of food, and $3 if you're an adult, 4 cans of food, and $2 for children. And it's a great night. There's a little bit of parking out there, but all in all, it's just definitely worth coming. And, of course, a worthwhile charity going on. Let's talk weather. First of all, let's start off with a photograph for tonight. And what better way to start off with one than a beautiful sunset. This was sent in by Ron Pratt. And again, a reminder, if you have a photograph to share, by all means, send it to me, Mike Schultz at KTVF11.com. Now the numbers, the almanac for this date. Normal high 68. Well, we're way beyond that, almost 81 degrees, I think. Low of 49. The record high 85, 1966. Record low 33, 1959. Sunrise and sunset 17 hours and 12 minutes. We lose another 7 minutes, but who cares? It's beautiful daylight. Now, what's going on of our satellite and radar? Again, all the energy is over to the western side of the state and the southwest. Anchorage has been raining all day long. But north of the Alaska Range, it is a gorgeous day. And across the rest of the state, here's what it looks like. Again, temperatures very, very warm over the northern half of the state, but to the south, just the opposite. 62 degrees, raining all day. Juneau, 67, and some showers around the Anchorage Bowl. 61 at Bethel, showers, and 57 showers at Nome, with 39 at Barrow, and cloudy skies. Lower 48 weather, again, hot temperatures are the key factor. Everywhere you look, 94 in Salt Lake City. 101 degrees in Dallas, New Orleans, 95 in thunderstorms over the northeast. On the satellite and radar, again, it shows up really well as far as showing you where all the energy is at. Look at the storms moving across the Central Plains and across the eastern half of the country. Down to the south, just the opposite, warm and dry. And the outlook for this weekend for the lower 48 is calling for not much change. Again, humid conditions over the southeast, warm over the western half of the country. All right, back to Alaska for tomorrow. For the northern sections of the state, here's what it looks like. And again, we're talking about cloudy skies at Barrow, rain in Nome, but mostly sunny skies for Fort Yukon. As far as tomorrow's forecast in the interior, again, we're looking at strong winds in the passes near Healy, 55 miles an hour if possible. Otherwise, a few clouds at Fairbanks. Over the southeastern sections, again, more cloudy skies and warmer temperatures for Juneau and Ketchikan, while out to the southwest, nothing but rain. Widespread rainfall everywhere you look. As you can see here for Cold Bay, Bethel, showers at Kodiak. And over the south central sections, again, scattered rainfall once again for the Anchorage Bowl, Valdez, heavy rain possible, and showers at Homer. Okay, it's a Thursday night, which means it's time for our rivers and fishing forecast. Okay, here's the fishing forecast in Valdez area. Pinks are thick and increasing with silvers daily. In the Kenai River, it looks like for the most part, the silvers are starting to enter the Kenai and the Kasilof streams, and the Matanuska Valley and the Parks Highway streams. Silvers are increasing on all Parks Highway streams. And real quickly, taking a look at our river forecast, the dip netting has picked up in the Chitna and is expected to only get better. Temperatures are not expected to raise the river levels. All right, real quickly, our forecast, simple. Thanks again to Jeans and the Boat Shop. And our forecast, partly cloudy, a little smoke at times. Tomorrow's forecast, you like today, you're going to love tomorrow. It's going to be just like it was today, 76 degrees. And the extended forecast looking for temperatures to cool down. No more 80s expected, mid-70s all the way across the board. Showers are possible on Tuesday. Not a bad forecast. Back to you guys.
From all of us here at the News Center, we hope you catch us at 11. Good night.